I hope you can hear me clearly. So, in this video, we are going to talk about galaxies. What are galaxies and how they are categorized, and everything about galaxies we are going to study in this video. Before, we have studied about few systems of stars and also Big Bang theory, nebular hypothesis, and multiple hypotheses regarding the formation of the universe. Now the universe is formed. We know how the universe is formed already. Now we are going to see how particularly galaxies are formed. And to know how galaxies are classified, everything about galaxies, first we have to know the definition of the galaxy. What is a galaxy? Basically, system of stars. Matlab, there are multiple stars. We group them together. Not we, they have grouped them together with help of gravity and stuck together. So that particular set of stars is called a galaxy. So multiple stars which have gravitational interaction between them is called a galaxy. So let's see, the definition itself tells the first point, the definition if you see here, huge systems of stars held together by gravity is called a galaxy. Is called a galaxy. If you want to write or take notes, then definitely note this point, and we will see about the galaxies more. So you can pause the video at any point of time, write them. This will be very much easy definition compared to textbook definition or any other definition. You can write this anywhere. Huge system or consolation. For example, you can write they are bound with the help of gravity. So here the main concept is gravity is between the system of stars. That is what we define, how we define galaxy. So next, basically, the galaxies are not formed with the universe. The galaxies not formed with the universe. They have formed 1 billion years after Big Bang. 1 billion years after Big Bang. We have seen the Big Bang theory here. If you didn't watch it, definitely go and watch it. That will be the just above episode of this episode. So the Big Bang theory tells that 13.7 billion years ago, the universe started with a Big Bang. 13.7 billion years ago. But the galaxies the first galaxy started to form 1 billion years. This is wrong echo here. 1 billion years after Big Bang. I hope you understood the 1 billion years after the Big Bang. So it is 12.7 billion years ago. The first galaxy have formed. So how the galaxies are formed? I told you already. Stars, gravity. That's it. And then we have 100 billion galaxies in this universe. More than 100 billion galaxies. We can't even count how many galaxies are there because they constantly change. Maybe one star from this galaxy can jump into other galaxy because of gravitational bonds. So we cannot tell. So 100 billions of stars we have, and maybe 100 billions of galaxies also. There are small galaxies, big galaxies, from 100 billions of stars in only one galaxy. That iska matlab hai you have big uh, multiple many number of stars in one galaxy, and only maybe hundreds or millions of stars in smaller galaxies. So bada galaxies bhi hai, chota galaxies bhi hai. So now next we are going to talk about this bigger galaxy, whatever I have told you, very big galaxy it is there na. There is small galaxy also. Now this big galaxy sometimes also eats this small galaxy. How this heating happens? This is swallowed, this is eaten small galaxy when there forms some kind of gravitational bonds between this set of stars to this set of stars. There are two set of stars. For example, this is very big galaxy. You say it is very large galaxy, and this is very small galaxy. There are multiple stars inside it, and then here also there are multiple stars, but these are very few. These are very few. Now this galaxy will interact with this, and these stars will form gravitational bonds with stars inside this. So this will become a huge galaxy now. I hope you understand. Now all stars are in one single galaxy. So many galaxies, basically larger galaxies will eat the smaller galaxies. That is what is the third point we are discussing here. So now we are living in Milky Way galaxy. Our galaxy name is Milky Way galaxy. Why is it Milky Way galaxy? I'll tell you. Milky Way galaxy. We have to know what is Milky Way galaxy first. That is a spiral galaxy. What is spiral galaxy? That is one more question we will get. Spiral galaxy is a type of galaxy which will look like this. I'll show you the picture in a minute, which will look like basically like this. I'll show you how does it look like. This it looks like this. Spiral galaxy. Sometimes it also looks like this, and then there will be few arms opposite also. So it will be like this, and then this, and then this, something like that. You understood, right? It is spiral. So Milky Way galaxy is spiral galaxy. Basically, one, two, three, four, five galaxies are called as local group. What is a local group again? Multiple galaxies together is called local group. They have some kind of a mutual relationships like gravity, maybe nuclear forces or some kind of forces. So these are called a local group. In our local group, मतलब देखो पहले galaxies है. This is one galaxy. This is one galaxy. This one galaxy. This one galaxy. These four are called some local groups. I hope you understood. ठीक है? So here these four are called local groups. Once these four are local groups, now we know one more galaxy which is nearby. The name of that galaxy I'll tell you, which is Andromeda galaxy. Nearest galaxy is Andromeda galaxy. It is in our local group only. Milky Way galaxy, and in our local group it is Andromeda galaxy. And then I'll tell you the size of the Milky Way galaxy. It is 100,000 light years. What is a light year? You have that doubt, right? What is a light year? Now I'll give you a task. It is not like everything. I'll cover maximum of things here. What is a light year? You search for it. Then you will remember. If I tell you in the class itself, you don't remember. So you have to search for what is light year. Pause this video right now. Go to Google, search for what is light year, come back, you'll understand. So size is 100,000 light years. Okay, 100,000 light years is what the size of Milky Way galaxy. Now imagine how big it is. It is not this small, this small. No, no, it is very big, very big. Our solar system is a part of our Milky Way galaxy. There are millions of stars in Milky Way galaxy, and we are one of the star. And that star is also very big compared to Earth. And we are fighting for Biga in our hometown. See how big the universe is. We are fighting for our Biga in our hometown. Have understand how big the universe is. Think very big. Okay, so let's get back to the topic. So it is basically our galaxy is spiral galaxy. I told you it will be like this. Okay, because it is a spiral. Okay, remember spiral binding. Okay, so here in the middle, we think that we don't know exactly. We think that there might be a black hole. So this is a new concept again for you. What is black hole? I'll explain you in the upcoming episodes, or in maybe in this episode, if the time permits, I'll explain in this episode. So Milky Way galaxy is of 4 points which I told you. First, you can take it as spiral galaxy. It is a spiral galaxy. How it will be there? It will be like this. If you see it from the side, it will be like this. If you see it from the center, and then nearest is Andromeda galaxy, and the size is 100,000 light years, and then there is a massive black hole in the center. We assume that. And then basically universe is expanding. We have discussed in the previous episode itself that universe is expanding, and Hubble have discovered that due to redshift. What is redshift and all, we have seen that before. So universe is expanding. As a result, galaxies are increasing. I mean, galaxies are increasing. Number of galaxies will also increase. Also number of stars will also increase. How star is formed, everything we'll discuss in this chapter itself. Not in this episode, but in this chapter. Galaxy is farther away, moving further. So it is expanding like this. It is expanding like this. It's expanding. So now what happens? So the galaxy whichever near to us, Andromeda, for example, it is 20 kilometers away yesterday. Today it will be 30. Tomorrow it will be 40. It will be like that. It will increase that faster. So it is expanding away. So they are moving away from us. So this is what Hubble's law means. I told you just now, it is what Hubble's law means. But due to redshift, Hubble have done that the shift of wavelength into in the spectrum is red towards red. So he told that yeah, the universe is expanding, and when they get it back to one point, it is singularity. When everything gets and falls into single point, that is singularity. That singularity is what the evidence of Big Bang theory. This Big Bang theory is the evidence. The Big Bang theory have this evidence that everything starts from a single small point, one point, that is one point monolithic, and then this particular single point might have blasted because everything is expanding. That means that if they come back, they'll fall into single points, of course, at some point of time in the history, very much long back, maybe 13.7 billion years ago. That is what we are saying, Big Bang theory, 13.7 billion years ago. So now, how the galaxies are formed? We have to know basically how the star is formed before knowing galaxy is formed. I suggest you to watch that video also. I'll be uploading maximum very soon. But first know the formation of galaxy. There are two types of two theories basically how the galaxies are formed. One is top-down theory, which is monolithic theory. As I told you, monolithic at one point it will get into single point. And then bottom-up theory, which is hierarchical formation of theory. Hierarchy means step by step, steps. And then monolithic means it is at a single point. I'll tell you how the top-down theory or the top to down theory or bottom to up theory, how these two uh, tells us about the formation of a galaxy. This is what we are going to accomplish and aim in this video, and then complete that and close the video. I hope so. So let's start with the top down theory. Monolithic collapse. I'll tell you. Uh, let's refresh everything. You know about galaxies and where we are living in and how Hubble affect everything. Now we are going to see how the galaxies are formed. In that, top-down theory is what we are going to see. So monolithic collapse of large gas cloud happens. I am using the terminology not to confuse you. I am using this terminology so that you can understand and get the concept and replicate the same terminology in the examination. So let's start with the monolithic collapse. So there is a single block or large block of cloud. Large block of cloud. So this large block of cloud have some internal dragging like this. How you see on the screen, internal pull. Internal pull due to small gravity forces, very small gravity forces. So they were pulled inside. That is called collapse. Collapse like this. Collapse. Similar way, a cloud collapsed like this, crushed into you crush a paper. How you crush a paper, similarly it is like that. And because of that you get disk galaxies. Disk galaxies are a type of galaxies which we will discuss very soon. But disk galaxies are different from spiral galaxies. Disk galaxies will be like a disk basically. They won't be, they are not a fully formed galaxies. I'll tell you how that differs from a different galaxies. But these galaxies are completely different. This is what a disk galaxy. And now we are going to see how what else the top down approach tells us. So basically universe made up of clumps of mostly dark matter that interacted through gravity, giving then some momentum. As I told you, there is a disk. It formed a disk kind of a structure. So this disk, what happens is, due to gravity, it start to rotate. It start to rotate. Once it start to rotate, now because of rotation, the cloud, whatever the disk it is there, it start to expand. And I hope you guys know, if something expands, it cools down. So that is the reason, once cooled down, it formed towards the center, and then stars were formed. Once it is cooled down, then there were small clouds. Even, for example, there is a disk. I'll tell you completely if I find something here. Yeah, I found something here. Yeah. So this is the disk, how it got formed. Now there will be even small clouds on this. I'll show like this. Disk is formed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the small clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five small clouds have formed here. Now these clouds again happen, gets the same process, and then these are the stars where stars are formed. And then this thing is called top down approach. Matlab, top down matlab everything monolithic. One particular gas cloud have contracted or collapsed because of gravity, and then stars were formed, and that is what top down approach means. The bottom up theory is a similar theory, but you will understand very clearly if you relate with the top down theory. So bottom up theory, basically galaxies form from clustering of dark matter halos. I should tell you what is halos first. So to know about halos, for example, if sun is there, if, when during the eclipse, if you observe, there is some kind of a halo formed in front of sun. I'll tell you. This is halos. This is exactly what halos means. This is exactly what halos means. So I hope you understood now. So dark matter halos means the dark matter also have some kind of a boundary that is formed. That is what dark matter halos means. So now galaxies form from clustering of dark matter halos. Matter starts from clustering of small clumps merged from galaxies, which were then drawn by gravity to form galaxy clusters. Basically, this theory, I'll tell you clearly, this theory tells us about small galaxy formation, not the large ones. Large ones, top down. Small galaxy formations are explained by this theory. So, what matter is, matter starts from clustering from small clumps merged from galaxies. So, multiple galaxies will get merged and then forms small clumps everywhere, which were then drawn by gravity to form galaxy clusters. These clumps, whichever formed because of merging of multiple galaxies, these clumps are drawn together and then they forms a different galaxy. That is what this theory tells us. I hope you understood. Now let's talk about how the galaxy shape evolution have contributed um, in the formation. So let's see, basically any galaxy shape will change over time. For example, today if it is spiral, then it will be elliptical later. Elliptical is basically a old aged galaxy. So it it formed many years ago compared to small spiral galaxies. Collision between these galaxies is collision between dark matter. You observe, na, there are multiple stars, then there is dark matter between those stars. Two stars are there, then there is dark matter. This is what dark matter we are talking about. The dark matter gets collided, not the stars. Never. Galaxies, of course sometimes it might happen, but galaxies, when they collide each other, that means that two not two stars collided. That doesn't mean two stars collided. That means that dark matter collided and stars remain same. Stars will get multiple gravity bonds with other stars. That is what happens when two galaxies collide. There is two types of galaxies. I want to show you this. So here I'll show you. For example, this whatever you are seeing here, this is an elliptical galaxy. Elliptical galaxy. You observe this. This is very much older compared to the spiral galaxy. This is spiral, as I told you. This is what the spiral I was talking about before. So this is one shape, spiral galaxy, and this is another shape, elliptical galaxy. As I told you, some galaxies even interaction doesn't change shape. Some get irregular galaxies are also formed sometimes. There are multiple types of galaxies as I told you before. First one is irregular galaxies, elliptical galaxies, and spiral galaxies. Irregular is of any shape, not these two. Basically not these two. Which are not these two, they are called irregular galaxies. So now in this video I hope you understood top down theory, bottom up theory. This basically gets like multiple stars which are left out will form another galaxy with the gravity bond towards between them. Here, this tells there is a single monolithic cloud which gets collapsed and then stars are formed due to gravity. This becomes a new galaxy. This is what the summary of top-down theory and then the bottom-up theory. And then you got formation of a galaxy in different approaches. And what is a galaxy? How our Milky Way galaxy exists and the nearby galaxy and what is a spiral galaxy? You got it. In the next video, we will see about the types of galaxies and how they exist with the different shapes, what are their particular categories and characteristics of galaxies.